Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? So I'm going to cut down a few more trees while we chat. We've got a fair pile here already. I haven't done any more trees, I've just sort of sorted out a few other bits and pieces, but most importantly I have activated the sawdust mod. So we will see what we get. Doesn't seem to be anything left there, but I'm guessing mostly it'll be here when we start slicing and dicing these. So let's just put this one down over here a second and make sure the settings are still right. Right, 8 meters, yes, and change sawdust dirt level. Oh, level 2, level 1, level 0, level 3. Right, well I say that we go for maximum amount. So I'm assuming that level 3 is maximum amount of wood chips. We're going to have to find a way to pick this up. I think I've seen somewhere, it's not a conveyor, it's another mod that we'll be able to use to gather them all up, but we'll see. We'll wait and see on that one. Let me just close that one down and press X. There we go. Oh, yes. Look at that pile of wood chips. That's option 3, that is. So hang on, let me just move it over. Oh, no, I want to go that way. Move it right over there, and if I go there and press Z to change it to level 2, and that's the default setting, that is. Let's see what that one does. Right, so you still get some wood chips, but you obviously don't get quite so much. I say that we go for option 3. Let's just stick it to level 3, because I like this idea of having masses of wood chips that we've then got to clean up, because it's more of a job to go and clean it up. Although it could get a little bit buggy in the game, I guess that you could, because it's sort of using the tip anywhere feature, you can sometimes get like excessive lag as a result of stuff like that. And it doesn't look like it leaves sawdust when you first cut the tree down. It only seems to do the sawdust afterwards. So we're making piles of sawdust here. The logs are sitting in, and oh, this is fantastic. I am loving this. Right, my question for this week is, I have right here a mod that is not by I thought it was Klein something. It's not. It's Kevin. It's Kevin 98, is it? Kevin something and Mahu. They have made this one right here, the Sage Work, which is actually a sawmill. I think that's where you get wood chips out. Maybe you put wood chips in there in the bunker. But anyway, you put wood chips. You put a fuel in, which is either wood chips, pallets of wool, or bale or straw. I think it's got to be bales of straw, but I'm not sure. But it's straw. Put the fuel in, and then you put in logs, and then you get out wood chips and pallets of sawn lumber, and then you use them all together. So do you want me to get this one? It's $200,000, which is a lot of money, but we're about to get a lot of money from silage and here from the wood. So it could be quite interesting to take a look at it. Do you want me to get it? I'll get that one and place it down. We'll put a load of stuff into it. We'll get the timber out, and then we could also take a look at the B pack later on, which needs you to have this one installed anyway, so it'll work out quite nicely. But yes, it's yes or no. Do you want me to get the sawmill mod? Head into the comment section down below. Let us know what you want. It's your vote. It's your game. Don't forget to actually cast your mouse over in the top right hand corner to actually cast your vote. Right. We've got a pile of trees here. I think we'll get a few more trees. Let's do a little bit longer of chopping trees down. Then we're going to go and get we're going to go and get our timber runner. I've already leased them. They're at the shop. They're waiting. And we'll get both the timber runners. And we'll leave the... right, we'll chop that one off. Yeah, so it's not leaving any sawdust behind with well, when we cut the tree down. When you cut the tree down, it's not leaving anything behind there. So we don't have to worry about that. So it's literally, we just choose where we want to make our piles of sawdust. So we're going to make a pile of sawdust right here. Chop that one down. This is fantastic. I'm loving this. So all these wood chips. This is a really, really good idea. And to be honest, I don't know why I haven't used this before. I really genuinely like this idea. I think it's fantastic. Let's move that one. That one's stuck right up in the air now. Okay, I'll let that one go and move that in. I know I sort of the camera zooms around quite a bit when I'm doing this. It's a bit more difficult when you're using. Like, you're going over this really rough terrain. I did say that yesterday. Compared to doing it in a flat field, it's a lot more difficult to line up, get all the trees, and sort of do it efficiently and quickly. But we're getting there. We are getting there. We've got a pile of trees now. I've got some ideas for things that I'm going to be doing. Some of which are going to involve having to get some money, and some of which won't. And we're going to need some placeables as well. There's one placeable I'm hoping is going to work. I'm not quite sure yet, but... Right, hang on, excuse me a minute. Okay, that's a bit better. I was getting a little bit croaky there. I've had a nice swig of coffee, and we are good to go. So, we've got... I don't know if this is 2 trailer loads worth. I mean, I'm completely blocking the track, so it's going to be difficult to get our trailer out of here, or get them round there anyway. But we've got our piles of sawdust everywhere, and we've got other things. We might just be able to use a conveyor belt clean up this sawdust, because I'm doing it carefully, just all in one place. And I'll just go here, put that one on there. There we go, there's another tree. Right, let's back out. I think this one will probably be it for now. We'll go and get 2 trailers with the Tatra, and then we can see about selling a few logs. And then once we've sold a few, we'll be able to get the placeable up here. But there's a couple other bits I want to get with that placeable. Well, first of all, we'll sort of do it like this. I'm going to need log forks. Let's not worry about the log forks for a minute. We'll try that later on. We'll try a couple of different things with the Ponzi, and then look at some other bits. So let's get that one out the way. I'm going to park this one right up here out of the way, so he's not in the way of anything at all. Then we're going to run down. Let's just... Right, we'll stop you there. Let's turn you off. Turn the engine off. There we go. Right, that one's fine. Big pile of logs. All these wood chips here, they are stacked up quite nicely. I think this is 2 trailerfuls. I'm hoping this is 2 trailer loads. We do need to do quite a bit of log cutting in order to get more than that. I know from experience it can take a little while. I know it's going to look a little bit odd sticking our placeable down right next to this picnic area, but unfortunately we are going to have to do that. I think we'll just have to have it closed to the public for a while. I don't think you can get like police tape barrier, or you wouldn't want construction fence. I guess you'd use construction fence, wouldn't you? Let me get over to the Tatra a minute. So yeah, we could put like a construction fence across there with a gate. I don't know if you could get that or not. That would be very cool if you could. I would like that. I would like to see that in the game. Maybe I will see if I can find something like that. That might be useful for a later day. I don't think we'd use it now in this one because we've already started. Let me just close that one up. I'm going to park this trailer. I don't know if I'm going to want to... I might want to use that bridge. So let's just park the trailer over here. That's right next to the neighbour's field, but that'll be fine. If we park this one right here, and I need to go there and unhitch it. So we're going to be using that one later on to transport machinery again. So right now we need to go up and we need to go and get our 2 Autoload trailers. And these Autoload trailers are absolutely fantastic. I genuinely love these Autoload trailers. I use them in FS15. I fell in love with them in FS15. Absolutely fantastic. The Autoload script for bales and pallets and stuff is absolutely fantastic, and as far as I'm concerned, it's absolutely game-changing. I don't actually need that one. The Autoload script for the logs, it was written by Mahu and has been adapted again for FS17. Again, it's completely game-changing. As far as I'm concerned, it is the reason I do forestry. I didn't do much in the way of forestry in FS13. I know, well, it wasn't in a standard game. There was a mod, and I tried it. I didn't like it at all, didn't get on with it. In FS15, I started off doing a bit of forestry, didn't really like it, stopped doing it, and then I discovered the Autoload trailers. Right? I really don't like the crane arms for loading up logs and everything, and that is the reason that I really don't like doing forestry. If I had to do it on consoles without these Autoload trailers, I would be genuinely disappointed. I really don't like doing it, and these trailers have changed the game for me as far as I'm concerned. I apologise for the console players watching right now. I know you've seen this before. I've talked about these Autoload trailers. They're an absolute godsend. They are amazing. They're fantastic. And I apologise to you console players because you can't get them. And I don't think it's likely. I do, however, think that you may end up getting the Autoload for pallets and bales. I think it's possible. I think Giants might see fit to allowing those in the game, because they've got them on the Autoload trailer with the pallets and the bales and that. It's not just in the base section, it's in the full version of the game. These trailers here, they're external mods. So it's a bit different. But the other ones, they're in the game itself. Right, I need that one there as the front trailer. And then the other one has got to be the back trailer. So we'll bring this one over. I'll hitch that one on and I'll move it here out the way. Yeah, so I would say that these sorts of trailers are very unlikely in the game, but I could still see you getting the pallet and the other one. I don't think that is an unreasonable belief. I know some people on the forums have said they don't think that they would ever get it, but you do have the ground response, and you've got the crop destruction stuff now that Giants have put in, and those originally weren't Giants codes. That was someone else had done those, and then Giant sort of adapted. I don't know how it worked, I've no idea, but it did end up coming onto console, so you may get an auto load of some kind, and who knows, you might even later on, you may even get one of these auto load, but I would say it's unlikely, because I think it uses quite a bit of computing power to get it to work, because I do sometimes notice a bit of lag when I'm using these trailers, so that might be a reason for not bringing it onto console, because I know that the console does have certain limitations, and there's only so much that you can do. But I think that the bale autoload ought to be able to go on there. I really don't know. So anyway, let me just get this one hitched on so that you can see. Right, there we go. We now have a road train. So I will get back down to the forestry with our little road train here, and we'll see about loading up some of those logs and making some money. One road train bombing up the dirt track, ready to get into the forest. This is going to be awesome. Although I did notice that the Tatra struggles a little bit, so once it's fully loaded up with logs, I think it could be a little more of a challenge than it is right now. I think what we're going to do is we're going to load both of these trailers whilst they're still hitched in. I'm not going to unhitch and then load them up. We'll just do it sort of all in one smooth operation. At least I'm hoping it's a smooth operation. Now these trailers, the operation of them is reasonably simple. You've just got to sort of work with the loading script a little bit, and it's getting the script to identify where the logs are and pick them up. That's sort of the key issue for it, because sometimes he doesn't recognize where the logs are and doesn't pick them up properly. So I think actually with the two trailers we're just going to have to go round in a circle. This may not be the most realistic way to do it, but if we stop here and we'll take a look at the F1 help. So I'm going to go, I will load the front one up first. So what you've got right here is you've got the start unload for X, you've got left side for O. Now if you press O, that actually changes the side that it loads and unloads. So we've got it on the left side, which is where we want it. Then you've got B to start the auto load, and all it does, it recognizes where the logs are, but normally it seems to be around the first and second set of wheels on the trailer where it recognizes them. It does kind of pick them up and spreads them out. What I find is I've got to turn it on and off. If I leave it running continuously, it sort of does too much, and then the logs don't fall neatly and tidily. So what it'll do is it grab a log and it suspends it in the air above the trailer and drops it like that. So what you got to do is you got to stop it every now and then and allow the logs to catch up. So if I do that, see, they sort of start to spread, but if you get some small ones on top of big ones, they can twist and then start to load funny, and you got to give them a chance to catch up. Like that one there has now just twisted a bit and has gone a bit odd, so you won't have the neatest load. Hopefully you can get some of the heavier ones to sort of go in there as well and load up, and eventually they get too big for the trailer, and they do all go the same direction. You get the largest end of the log at the front of the trailer and the smallest end at the back, so they will always be loaded like that. You can't turn them round to get like a slightly neater loading on them. You can't do that, unfortunately. I think that's probably enough on that front one, so I'll press L now to add the straps to it. There we go. Now the straps don't always go through over the logs properly. You do something, you get this like clipping and stuff, but generally speaking they'll be loaded up anyway, even if it does look like they're not. It'll still be held in place, and you'll also notice movement of the straps as you go round. We are now hopelessly stuck and quite possibly not going to be able to move. Oh dear. This wasn't part of the master plan. I wasn't supposed to do this. Let me accelerate away, maybe. I can't do anything. Right, what I'm going to do is if I unhitch like that, then I can pull away. And if I come back at a slightly sharper angle, maybe I can get this trailer to pull around. What the problem is we've got the logs there, and we've got very rough ground. It does make it a lot more difficult to get it to do things properly. There we go. That does look... that's helped. That's helped a lot. A great deal. Perhaps we should have done this one trailer at a time, but I did kind of want to do it like this because it's quicker. It does make life a little bit easier if we can do it quicker, because there's other things that we want to do. Right, so we go to the second trailer. It's exactly the same. It should be already on the left side. The left side is the default side. So that's O to change the side, and then we'll go to B now to start loading. And you just press B, it starts chucking them in. So I'll stop just a minute and let it straighten itself up. There we go. Get a few more in there, and a few more. Right, now I've got B. It's loading, but it's not recognising the log. So you've got to move a little bit. Now, don't drive at any kind of speed when you're loading, because if you do, what it does is it suspends the log, and then you move away from where the log was, and you end up with the log being sort of half over the end of the trailer. Isn't a very good way to do things. Now, of course, our issue is that it's not recognising those logs. It doesn't like them very much when they're end on, like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to drive up and turn around. I've turned the loading off for a moment. We'll drive down here and we'll spin round at the picnic area, and we'll come back up this track and push up against the logs a little tighter and see if we can do it that way. It might make life a little bit easier. Now, one thing I have noticed with this auto load thing is having, you know, I'm starting to think it might actually just be easier if we unhitch. So if I go to that one and unhitch, I'll move down here a bit like this, and I'll unhitch this trailer right here. One thing I have noticed is the having the straps is absolutely wonderful, because it means that you can pile those logs up nice and high. You can get a lot more in the trailer without risk of them falling off if you've got the straps on. So yeah, the straps is one of the greatest inventions of FS17 compared to 15. Absolutely fantastic. I genuinely love those straps. So let's just get this one around here. And we want to come back up through this way. It's very tight going in some places here, but I think, yes, having the one trailer does make it a little bit easier. I thought it'd be quicker if we didn't use it, but it turns out that maybe I was mistaken. I know, absolute shocker, Frithgar made a mistake. I mean, it doesn't happen very often, does it? I mean, let's be honest. Okay, maybe I do this nearly every single day, but besides. This isn't about me, this is about the truck. I think I know what I'm talking about. We just go there. Right, so we want it on the right side now, so I need to change side. If I just start load, it's not working. It's not doing anything. If I press O, so it goes to the right side, now I start loading, there we go. And because the logs are at more of an angle, and they're not at right angles to the trailer, it can recognise them and pick them up a lot better. It doesn't seem to like, at all, picking up a log that is at right angles to the trailer. It really does struggle to find the log at all and do it. So I'm going to remember to stop your unload, stop your auto load. So I've just stopped it there. Now I'll put the straps on. If you don't, and you drive past a log later on, it can mess things up a little bit, and also it can make things a little bit buggy. I have noticed that if I've forgotten to turn it off, I can get a little bit of lag going on. But generally speaking, it's very, very good. This script, I mean, it was made by Mahu, and as many of you know, Mahu is an absolute legend in the farming simulator community. He has done so much for this game, and the stuff that he makes is pretty much foolproof. I very rarely have noticed serious issues with anything that Mahu has done. And yes, I've used stuff that Mahu has done, and it has completely ruined my game. But it's not because of the stuff that he's done. It's because of a conflict with another mod. And that is the problem, the ever-growing problem, well, the ever-permanent and ever-present problem with mods, is one mod may be perfectly compatible with a game, but not compatible with another mod. So when you're using a mod, always be careful. And that is almost always been my issue whenever I've had any problems at all with, well, most mods that I install. It's just a compatibility issue with another one. There's maybe 2 or 3 times I can think of where it's been, once I've sort of taken a look at a mod and I thought, yeah, that would be really cool, and I've done like my basic, I do like a couple points. First of all, I see where the mod is available and I take a look at it and I look at the quality of it. If the mod is like really poor quality in appearance, there may be more issues with it, and so I'm then a bit more cautious. If the mod looks really good, generally it's okay, and if I'm concerned about it in any way, I stick it in a test run. I've got a map specially set up for testing mods. Actually, you know what? I think we're not going to go this way. We're going to go across that tiny, rickety little bridge. We're going to take this huge, great big road train, and can I back this one up? Sort of. Nope, I've just got that a little bit stuck. I want to go right round sharp that way, if I can. No, I'm turning a bit too sharp, I think. I got so carried away with talking. I did mean to go across that bridge. I'm fully intended to go across that bridge. Whoa! Okay, that was maybe a little bit too sharp. It's never good when you're in... Hang on, let me just go in cab. Never a good thing when you're sitting in your lorry cab, in your truck cab, when you can see that, right? When the side of your trailer is trying to touch your mirror, generally it's an indication that things aren't going quite according to plan. So what we got to do is we want to back up a little bit further like that, and then I can spin round here. Just pretend that this hasn't happened, because I did actually mean to go down that dirt track down there. Okay, let's come out and see what we're doing. It would appear that we're getting hopelessly stuck again. I'm really bad at this. I really am. Let's go back a little bit further. And I just wanted to go across the bridge. I thought it'd be really cool to go across that bridge. Go on, you can do it. Come on, Bessie. Go on, look at the suspension on that lorry. Truck. I'm sorry, we're in the States. Yeah, let's call it a truck. Go on, you can do it. You can do it. It's because I'm turning too sharp for the dolly on the back trailer. Doesn't like it. But I love the suspension on this Tetra. Look at that. Look at it. It's now it's just too heavy. Now it's too heavy for the load. The load is too heavy for the lorry, the truck. But we've done it. We finally got through. So now we want to come down here and we want to get across this bridge. And then most of the rest of it is plain sailing all the way up to the sawmill. And that's where we're headed with this lot. So there we go. We have a road train going across this tiny little rickety bridge. And yes, you may have guessed it. I'm getting a screenshot right now. That is what we're going to use for our thumbnail. I think that's perfect. I hope you don't mind me doing this on a regular basis. I do seem to do this fairly often now. I sort of tell you where I'm getting my thumbnail from. It's because you got to think about it. When I'm making, a lot of people have been asking me lately about how I make the videos, and I tried to show you a little bit at the end of the Sosniovka one, different things that I do with making the videos, little tricks I do, and so on. Yeah, a lot of it does come down to the editing, but one thing you got to think about while you're making the video is what are people going to look at, because a lot of you are regular subscribers and you regular viewers. You watch my videos on a regular basis, which is absolutely fantastic. I love the fact that you keep coming back for more. Still can't fathom why you would want to come back and listen to me droning on and on, but you do, and it's fantastic. I love you for it. I genuinely love you for it. So thank you very much for doing that. But a lot of how you get new people to look at the videos, or if people don't watch the videos all the time, it's all in the thumbnail. So for those of you who are aspiring YouTubers who would like to be able to do YouTube, I'm probably not the best authority on this because I have a very small channel on the grand scheme of things, but we do have a channel here and we do have a nice community going and very friendly people here. So to get your channel sort of off the ground and going, 3/4 of it is in that thumbnail. That's the only thing that that's the window that people have into your YouTube videos. So if you are an aspiring YouTuber, make sure you get the thumbnail right. Now, number one rule for doing a thumbnail is do not put something in the thumbnail that is related to the video, okay? You'll get people click on it, don't get me wrong. It's called clickbait. I absolutely despise clickbait. I can't begin to tell you how much I despise clickbait. And the thing with clickbait is, you see it all over the internet, is it puts up a fantastic picture, gets people to click on it, so you go and look at something. And the problem with doing clickbait thumbnails on your videos is that people will see fairly quickly that, oh, actually that was a clickbait picture, nothing to do with the video whatsoever, and they won't come back. Now that's the issue. You want people to come back and watch again. So yeah, for those of you who do want to set up YouTube channels, or you're new to YouTubing, that is my #1 tip, is to make sure you've got a good thumbnail image and don't make it a clickbait one, make it something to do with your video. Now, I'm sure some of you will have noticed that some days my thumbnail images are not very good. They're very, very generic. I show something that has been seen hundreds of times, and I'm very well aware that I'm doing that. It's just that I can't get something that's a little bit better. The time I might be really, really pushed for time, because sometimes I am. Sometimes I got to go to work, and then I've got to come home, and I got to do this. I've got to get it all uploaded, get everything done, as well as you know, spend time with my family and deal with all the other things that life throws at you. So sometimes I just don't have the time to go through and get a better thumbnail image, and I always know when I've had a poor thumbnail because I get a big hit in the views. My view count will go down quite considerably on a video that's got a poor thumbnail, and I like to think that my thumbnails are getting better, but yeah, that's the thing with YouTubing. That's what it's all about. Is it can be a fickle creature, and sometimes you don't get the results that you were hoping for. So what we're going to do is we're going to auto unload this now, and sorry for everybody that 99% of my viewers who are not YouTubers. I've just been rabbiting on about that for ages. So what we do is, now this one was unloading on the left hand side. So if I take off of the straps, I press X. I'll only do this very quickly and I'll turn it off again. Look, see? It's dumped them on the wrong side. Now that's not what we want. So I'm going to just load those two back on again. There we go. And then stop the auto load. Now I press O to put it to the other side, and it will automatically sell, and we get a big pile of money. I love this bit. This is my favourite part of the auto load trailers. Are you watching? For those of you with consoles, this is the main reason I have a PC for this game, is this bit right here. Are you ready? Is the suspension built enough? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Auto unload, instant sell, boom. Oh, I love that. Look at that. Look at that. It's just, look. Instant timber to cash transformation. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. I love it. That is my favourite part. That is what I particularly like about doing a Roadtrain on this as well, as you come up and you do this several times over. So we already changed the side on this back one. So I've got to go back. Make sure you take the straps off. It will allow you to unload. I'll do it very quickly. There, like that. But the straps have then got to adapt to the change in it, and it can cause some serious lag spikes in your game. So don't do it. I very nearly crashed a game doing this because I forgot to take the straps off. It went down to like 2 frames a second for ages. Luckily I wasn't actually recording that. I was doing some trials and errors. So yeah, don't do it. Take your straps off and then unload them, because if you have the straps on, I'm not responsible for what happens to your game. So let's just unload that one. There we go. Another great big lot. I think we had 38,000. Was it 35,000? It might have been 35,000. 35,000 to start with. We now have 79,000. So we had about $44,000 from that there. We're going to take this one back. We have run out of time now. So what I'm going to do actually is we're going to take that money, and my question for this week is placeables. I have available this sawmill mod where you've got to put fuel in the form of wood chips, wool pallets, or straw. There's no way we're throwing wool pallet into this, but we will have a look at wood chips and possibly straw as well. Then you put logs in and you get wood chips out, and you get some sawn timber pallets out that you can go and sell at anywhere that you can sell wood chips. Now I don't know if you get more money for selling the wood pallets or not. It'd be an interesting one to find out. But do you want me to get this? Yes or no? Head into the comment section down below. It's your vote. It's your game. Tell us what you want and give me your thoughts on this sawmill mod. I think it's fantastic. I would really like to see it in the game. And of course, don't forget to mouse over in the top right hand corner. Before we go, we are going to spend some of that money that we just got with those 2 trailerfuls. $72,000 for this one here, the Jenz HE 700 STA. I don't want to place it here. I'd like to place it right over the other side of the map. So what you do is you go zooming, And if you want to go zooming fast, you just press the arrow key. Well, not the arrow key. WASD keys. And then press shift. And then it accelerates for you. So we want to come up through here. So let me just direct it this way. And then we want to go back this way like this. All the way across field 20. And by the nursery. Right, here we go. I wanted to place it somewhere near here. And I thought that this was like a good place to do it. So we've got to make sure we get this right. Now, if you use the arrow keys, that actually allows you to spin it round if you want to. So I apologize for anybody that doesn't know exactly how all of this works. This is sort of my instructional bit for those of you who don't know how any of this works. I think that if we put it... Which way do we want to put it? So you use the Q and the E keys to rotate the beast around. So you can put it any angle, any place, anywhere, any time kind of thing. And I think we'll do it here. I don't want it really close. I don't want it like too close up so that it's in the way. The loading chute is not that big. I do want enough room that we can get round it. I'm also wondering, maybe if we put it here, we'd have like a bit more access around the thing. Be a bit easier to get to it. Like over this side. You know what? I think actually if we put it this side, we've got enough room that we can still get round it, and we can sort of load it up. I want to get it as sort of as close as I can to that side there. What about if I put it here? So it's slightly in the ground. Ooh, maybe we should just turn it round. It'll be lower. That. Oh yes, this would be perfect. I actually want the loading side of it to be lower into the ground than I want the other side of it. So if I do it like that, the loading side is now into the ground a bit further than the other side. If you understand what I mean. So we'll put it right there. There we go. The Jenz HE 700. That is our new placeable that we have just dumped in place. And we will be trying that one out in tomorrow's episode. But that is tomorrow. So I press escape again, come out of there. We're back to our truck over this side of the map. We now have $7,000 left. But that's fine because we've got everything that we need. So, I think we do anyway. It doesn't matter because we can just sell stuff straight into that the log processor, and then the wood chips that we get, we'll have to load those up at a later date and bring those up to that wood chip pile there and sell them. But again, that's at a later date. We'll worry about that in tomorrow's episode. Well, the wood chips are a later date. The Jenz wood thing, the Jenz 700, is it HE 700? That one we'll be using tomorrow. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.